The fastest way that you can grow your business is using paid traffic. There's no doubt about that. There's no contest. If you can crack paid traffic, then your business can scale to enormous revenue really very quickly. But it's not easy to do. And there are certain things that must be in place in order to make paid traffic work. Now, I've built and sold 2 7-figure businesses. I've earned millions of dollars using paid traffic. So this is a sort of basic to intermediate level overview of everything you need to know to make paid traffic work for your business. We're going to talk about how we turbocharge your business with paid traffic. Now that sounds like sort of hypey, YouTubey BS, but you really can turbocharge your business with paid traffic. If you crack paid traffic, your business very quickly moves into a whole different level, a completely different level. And this is the benefit of it. Imagine having a system that delivers customers to your business on demand at scale without you constantly chasing them down. That's the power of paid traffic when you do it right. So by the end of this session, you'll have a clear, no-nonsense understanding of how to use paid traffic to fuel your business growth. You'll learn how paid traffic works, the key platforms to use, how to target the right audience so your ads reach the people who are most likely to buy. Remember, you're spending money to be shown to these people. So you need to make sure the people that you're paying to be shown to are the people who are most likely to buy from you. Super important point. You can lose a lot of money doing paid traffic. Yeah, this is like this is a powerful system. You can make a lot of money, you can lose a lot of money as well. You'll discover the pros and cons of running ads. You'll understand the difference between cold, warm and hot audiences, why that matters for paid traffic, how to use retargeting and follow-ups to maximize your conversions. And most importantly, you'll learn how to create a profitable paid traffic system that scales without wasting money on ads that don't work. And that is the secret. Okay, so first, let's just cover the basics. What is paid traffic? It's exactly what it sounds like. It's any traffic you pay to get. Now, people often think of organic traffic as being free, but it's not. Remember that you pay in time and effort for organic traffic. So you're paying either way. Yeah, some resources are being expended for whatever type of traffic you're trying to pursue. But paid traffic is really simple. You're not exchanging time, but you are exchanging money. You're basically giving cash to have your ad shown to people. Yeah, you're buying reach essentially. What you're doing is you are giving money to Google, Meta, X, YouTube ads. You give them money, they send you traffic. So how does it work? This is the super simple version. You make an ad, you pay to have it shown to an audience that you think will be interested. They click the ad. Hopefully, they then enter your ecosystem. So that could be through a purchase, or it could be through a lead magnet of some kind, an ebook, a mini course, a cheat sheet, a webinar, a workshop, sign up. So you've paid for the ad, and ideally that person, that lead that you paid for, becomes a customer who makes a purchase that exceeds the cost of your ad spend. And if so, you keep the profit. All right, so it's really simple. If you spend $1,000 on ads, you make $3,000 in sales, you've made $2,000 in profit. So that looks great, doesn't it? Yeah, and it certainly can be, but you have to have a watertight funnel with eye-catching creative, excellent audience targeting, strong sales copy, high converting landing pages, lucrative upsells to maximize the front end revenue. You're paying for the ads. You've got to get that money back as quickly as you can. You need engaging follow-up sequences and shrewd retargeting. All right, now this shopping list of things that I just went through there, it can be quite a lot of work. Now you can bash this together quickly. It doesn't have to be a lot of work, but in my experience, the people who are succeeding with paid traffic to a really high level, like, oh my God, dude, they've got this stuff dialed in tight, really tight. Now you don't have to have everything perfect to get started with paid traffic, but I really do think you do have to have a finely tuned system to be able to do this at sort of 7 and 8 figure levels. So can it be done? Yes, of course it can. Of course it can. And when you get it right, be ready for the blast off because it's exhilarating. Your business moves into a higher gear and all of a sudden you aren't just making steady profits, you're being showered with money. It's an exciting threshold for your business to cross. And your focus can then shift to making strategic forward-looking decisions about where you're going to allocate capital for growth. Instead of scurrying around seeking month-to-month profit, you move to a higher plane. So the reward is enormous here. It's a transformed business. But make no mistake, it takes strategy, skill, and patience to manage all of these moving parts. It takes a lot of creativity and hard work. So let's look at the pros and cons in more detail here. And by the way, just to reiterate, all of this that we've covered here, When you've got paid traffic firing, dude, it is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. You know, your business is just powering forward. And once you crack it, you know, campaigns don't always work for a long time. They might just work for a month, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. But like, you can make millions in a really, really short period of time because you're basically just reaching everybody who's in the market. There's a lot of people out there. So what are the pros and cons of paid traffic? So the paid traffic pros, so why it's worth it. So despite the many drawbacks of paid traffic, the benefits are enormous. So let's just focus on the pros for a minute. Fast results, okay? You get to drive traffic in hours, not months. So if you're coming from the organic traffic world, this feels amazing because it takes a long time to get those results in organic, doesn't it? Organic traffic takes time to build. It's like a juggernaut once you get it going, but it takes time to build it up. You have almost unlimited scaling with paid traffic. When ads work, they print money. It's an incredible feeling. It also gives you business resilience. So if you've got both paid and organic traffic, that gives you a lot more stability of business. And you really, really need that, especially when the time comes for you to exit the business. If you've got multiple traffic channels, you know, that affects the valuation of the company significantly. You get instant feedback and data. So unlike organic traffic, with paid traffic, you get real-time data on what works and what doesn't. So you can quickly test different ad creatives, headlines, offers, and targeting options quickly. Great to get that feedback so quickly. It allows you to be really nimble, pivot and try different ideas and options. You have hyper-specific targeting. So you can laser focus your audience based on their location, interest, behavior, job title, income, and even purchase history. So there's no guessing here. Your ads are shown directly to the exact people who are most likely to buy, as long as you define those people well enough. You have full control over scaling here. So if an ad is profitable, you can scale it instantly by increasing the budget. You don't need to wait for SEO rankings or AI algorithm look or anything like that. Forget the uncertain returns of organic traffic. Growth here is in your hands. Paid traffic accelerates organic traffic growth. So if you already have some organic reach, paid traffic amplifies that and it speeds up organic growth. So this can be a game changer for your organic channels because all of a sudden, way more people are seeing you. So this isn't like an either or strategy, you know? Paid traffic benefits your organic traffic growth. And guess what? Having the organic traffic gives you people you can retarget with the paid traffic as well. So it's a kind of virtuous cycle. And retargeting unlocks hidden revenue. So lots of customers don't buy on their first visit. Retargeting them lets you follow up and increase sales conversion everywhere on your primary offer, but also on your upsells, your cross sells and brand new offers. Retargeting is where you make all of your money. 80% of your money at least will come from retargeting. And it brings in higher intent buyers. So people who are clicking on paid ads, they're often in a buying mindset, unlike somebody who's just casually browsing on social media. So they're the benefits, they're the pros. So what are the cons? So paid traffic absolutely rocks when it's done right, no doubt about that. But there's serious drawbacks that you need to be aware of. Okay, first of all, it's a pay to play game, baby. You have to pay real dollars. There's no free growth here. It's a big mental shift if you're used to organic traffic. You know, it's like mistakes have real consequences here. You know, if you create a piece of organic content and it flops, who cares? Nobody really sees it. All you've really lost is the time it took you to create that. If you spend a lot of money on an ad campaign and it flops, that's real dollars leaving your bank account. You don't fully control it. You're totally reliant on the ad platforms. You're building on rented ground. Now you could be deplatformed at any time. And if you don't like it, tough luck, buddy, you're out. Yeah, these platforms decide what happens. There's nothing that you can do about that. You're nothing to them. Your costs can fluctuate. So your best ad today might not work tomorrow. That's part of the game. Your ads can fatigue. Your ad creative needs to be constantly refreshed. Thankfully, that's much easier now that we have AI to do that. Cash flow challenge. You've got to stay on top of the flows because remember, you're laying out money. You want the sales cycle, yeah, your time to cash needs to be as short as possible because otherwise it becomes a game of cash flow management. And that's risky. You know, it's like we don't want that. You don't want lots of money tied up out there in the marketplace. In an ideal world, you want that cycle to be short. There's a scammer and a bot risk. So some platforms have fraudulent clicks. Scammers can target you. Your cost can skyrocket. So competition drives up ad costs over time, especially in highly competitive niches like coaching, e-commerce, finance, etc. Profitable campaigns can become unprofitable quickly. Ad platforms can ban you without warning. Facebook, Google, and TikTok, they all change their policies all the time. One wrong move, or even a simple mistake, and your ad account can be shut down overnight. So despite what these companies say publicly, they couldn't care less about you. They really couldn't. They show that with their behavior and the way they treat you. You'll quickly realize this if you fall foul of any of their policies. Short-term thinking danger. So some businesses rely too much on paid ads. I've seen this quite a lot, especially for people who are relatively new entrepreneurs and they just think, great, you know, they've got a business. But what they actually have a lot of the time is they've just got one traffic channel. They've just got one source. So they ignore building robust organic systems because they're making money now with paid traffic. But guess what? That does not mean you're going to make money in the future. It just means things are working now. If ad costs rise or an ad platform shuts down your account, your business can be in trouble fast. And you realize you didn't actually have a business at all. All you had was a marketing campaign. It wasn't a business. Testing and optimization takes time and money. So you don't just throw up an ad and make millions. It requires testing, tweaking, and patience. Most first campaigns will lose money while you figure out what works and sort of dial everything in. And there's diminishing returns on audience fatigue. So the more people that see the same ad, the less effective it becomes. And we call this ad fatigue. It's a real thing. So you have to constantly be refreshing your creatives, your copy, and your targeting. If you'd like me to personally coach you to help grow your online business, head over to boldfreedom.com or scan the QR code that's on the screen now, and you can learn more about working with me. So what's the best way to approach paid traffic? There's 3 ways that you can approach this. Number 1, there's the DIY option. So you do the whole thing yourself. So this is the cheapest option, but it's all on you. If you're new to paid traffic, you'll have a steep learning curve, no doubt about that. And if you don't have capital on hand, then you'll have to roll up your sleeves and get stuck in. Learn, learn, learn. So basically, if it's all on you, dude, you just got to do it with sweat, blood, sweat, and tears. If you have some cash, then you have the option to pay a professional. You pay someone to do it for you. So you hire a digital growth agency, an ad agency, or a capable media buyer or an ad manager to manage the whole thing for you. So you stay in close contact with them and you regularly discuss your strategy, but they do 99% of the execution. And then there's a hybrid option, which is a blend of both. So this can be structured in almost any way. But as an example, you make all the creative, write all the copy, and do all the email marketing. And they manage the campaigns, the ad spend, the retargeting, the pixel conversions, the tracking, all of that stuff. Regardless of what option you choose, it's bloody difficult to make paid traffic work unless your price points are high enough. That's the cold truth. If your business model is huge scale with low price points and thin margins, then paid traffic probably isn't going to work for you. So if we speak about paid traffic, the elements and the language, let's just whiz through this because this is pretty basic stuff, but let's just get clear on the terminology here. So in paid traffic terms, an audience just means a group of people that meet a specific criteria. You can create as many audiences as you want. So for example, one audience might be men over 50 who live in America and have visited your website but never bought for you. Okay, so it's like a series of Venn diagram overlaps that you use to qualify a certain avatar for whatever that ad campaign will be. Audience 2, people who've bought your primary offer but have never bought anything else. Audience 3, people who visited your sales page, clicked through to the checkout page but didn't buy anything. So you can see how each one of these audiences could be useful for retargeting in different ways. Yeah, and you would show them different messages because they're at different stages of the buying journey. Lookalike audiences are really powerful. So these are groups of people that the advertising platform thinks are similar to another group. It's really powerful. There's lots of different ways that you can use this, but a common and effective way is to basically just upload the list of your buyers to the advertising platform and say, create a lookalike audience of people who look like these buyers. And hey presto, you'll now have a cracking new audience of people you can target with your offer who look like your buyers. So you can turbocharge this by creating an audience of super buyers. So for example, your top 25% of buyers who've spent the most money with you, so a well-matched lookalike audience of these people, is highly likely to buy your products. Retargeting. Now you can make a lot of money from retargeting, which in most cases is basically just showing more ads to the people who engaged with the first one, or the people who have visited your landing page. So these people have already demonstrated that they're interested in your offer. So you definitely want to stay visible and get your offer in front of them. And if they don't buy, you can target them with a different offer. This is a warm audience, so don't give up. Okay, let's look at a simple example of how this could work when we pull it all together. Let's say that you sell an online course. Your audience breakdown could look like this. You have a cold audience, people who are interested in your topic but don't know you. There's a warm audience, people who visited your website but didn't buy. And then there's a hot audience, which is people who clicked through to the checkout but didn't complete the purchase. So the best strategy here to show you how this would work would be for your cold audience, you can, if you're trying to build that cold audience, you could have a lead magnet, an ad that goes to a lead magnet, and then the purpose of that is basically to build trust, demonstrate expertise. Yes, so you're giving them a free, useful thing, and that just gets your face, gets your brand in front of them, gives you the opportunity to demonstrate what you do and start to build know, like, and trust with them. For the warm audience, you could retarget them with a case study or a testimonial. These people already know you. You've already demonstrated your expertise to them. What you're doing is you're taking them deeper into your world, giving them more insight. Again, building know, like, and trust in a deeper way. And for your hot audience, you know that those people were poised to buy. They made it to the checkout, yeah, but they didn't buy. You know that they were close. So for those people, you could retarget them with an urgency discount. Yeah, the cart closes in 24 hours. It's a flash sale. There's a million different ways you can position it, but some type of urgency to get them over the line should work really well. All right, follow-up sequences. Now, most people don't buy the first time that they see an offer, no matter how good the offer is. That's just how it works. So you have to follow up. You can do this in several ways, but email is the one that's been most effective for me. Okay, pro tip, split your checkout sequence into 2 steps. Email first, card details second, and that way you can follow up via email with the people who abandon the checkout sequence. You'll be surprised how many people begin to check out but don't complete the process. Right, remember this, minor conversions lead to major conversions. To be successful with paid traffic, you need to feed the advertising algorithms as much data as possible. So don't just create conversion events for sales, create them for everything. You want a conversion event for people who clicked the ad, arrived on the landing page, scrolled 25% down, scrolled 50% down, scrolled 75% down, clicked through to the checkout button, arrived on the checkout page, entered their card details, purchased the primary offer, arrived on the upsell page, scrolled 25% down the upsell page. Did you see what's happening here? We are describing each micro step, each micro conversion that needs to occur for somebody to buy your stuff. So you can feed all of that data back to the ad platforms. The more data you can give them, the more accurately they can track where people have got to along that journey. Right, this was a whirlwind tour of paid traffic. I know, I just wanted to get as much as I could into this short video to really accelerate your understanding of this if this is a new topic to you. Boils down to this: having a thriving paid traffic system in place will deliver customers to your business on demand and at scale. That's the power of paid traffic. It is incredible when you think about it. So in this session, you were given a no-nonsense understanding of how to use paid traffic to fuel your business growth. You learned how paid traffic works, the key platforms to use, how to target the right audiences so your ads reach the people who are most likely to buy. You learned the pros and cons of running ads, the difference between cold, warm, and hot audiences, and how to use micro conversions, retargeting, and follow-ups to maximize sales. If you'd like me to personally work closely with you to put together a paid traffic offer, show you how to scale your business using paid traffic, head over to boldfreedom.com where you can learn more about working with me. If you want more thinking like this, join my email list. You'll find the link for that in the video description. If you'd like to learn the 10-step process that I use to create digital products and online courses, watch this video. I'll walk you through the exact 10-step process that I've used to create 25 online courses to generate millions of dollars in sales.